Today, in Judge Manning's court, we have a firebug charge and a larceny charge that takes an interesting turn. After listening to these cases, I would love to hear your opinions and thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and let's get into the video.
DeMarcus, right? Marcus Osby. All right, DeMarcus Osby.
Okay, so I'm just like,
All right, raise your right hand. You swear affirm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, if you state your name and spell it for the court reporter, you put your hand down, take your fig Newtons to your daughter. Don't need them.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Officer Threwitz, Travis Threwitz, first name Travis, Travis, last name Threwitz, Treewitts.
All right, this is Mr. Osby. All right, so we got position 7, 22 CP 214391, DeMarcus Osby, 111 days without indictment, arson, 3rd degree, misdemeanor obstruction, burning woodlands without precautions to prevent escape of the fire. What says the state?
Officer Threwitz, where are you currently employed?
City of Atlanta Police Department,
And how long have you been employed there?
going on 4 years.
Were you employed with them on December the 2nd, 2022?
I was.
And how did you become aware of DeMarcus Osby?
On that day, around the hours of 2300, which is 11 p.m., I was en route to a call at 25, not too far where I located Mr. Osby. Before I went to my call, I noticed that a trash can was on fire next to the MARTA bus stop.
And how close, where was this trash can at? You said it's next to my bus stop. Can you describe the bus stop itself?
So you know where where the bus stop comes and they have the seats for the people to get on?
Yes.
It was literally, I would say, a foot away.
Okay, please go ahead.
Once I noticed that, I extinguished that out. It was weird. It was smoking and engulfed. I extinguished that fire, and then on my way to my call, as I stated, on Hightower Road, I noticed a dumpster that was also on fire. That was a little out of the ordinary for me, and that's when I had raised for fire to come and extinguish this fire because it was larger than the first one.
And this dumpster, can you describe where it was in regards to any structures, where it was?
So the dumpster was at the west side of the parking lot, which is near the back of the apartment complex, near unoccupied vehicles. As I stated, I had fire come extinguish that fire out, and as I'm proceeding to my call again, being delayed due to these fires, I noticed 2 houses with their lawns that were also set on fire, small brush fires in the front lawns. And that's when I started to realize whoever's, doing this criminal act, he or she has to be very close because these fires seem like it just happened.
Out of curiosity, do you have the addresses to those 2 lawns?
Take a look at your report. So the first one was at 954 High, and then the second one was at 1011.
And did you have to call fire out there? Did you put them out yourself? What did you do? Don't you notice those 2 homes?
So for the only fire that I extinguished was the trash can fire.
Okay.
But the other fire, that's when I called for fire due to the severity of the flames.
Okay, go ahead.
So fire came out to distinguish the lawn as well. And as I'm proceeding to my call again, being delayed, I noticed another trash can on fire, which was at the intersection of, if I'm not mistaken, St. James and Hightower Road. And they also came and extinguished that fire. As I'm proceeding again, late to my call due to these fires, I noticed a black male hovering over another trash can that was at the intersection of West Ave and Hightower Road. Black male wearing all black, hovering over the trash can, and I actually stood there for a moment just to see what he was doing over the trash can. That's when I noticed in his right hand a lighter, and I could see like the flames being sparked.
And how far was it away that you witnessed him sparking the lighter at the time?
It was probably from distance between me to you.
Okay, so we could say less than about 10 feet?
Less than 10 feet.
Go ahead.
I noticed him trying to spark a flame in the trash can, and that's when I radioed to my dispatcher, let them know I had a suspicious person that can be possibly related to these fires that's been taking place on Hightower Road. As I exited my patrol vehicle, I gave him a command to see his hands, being that he had a fire. He had a light in his hand, just trying to see what was going on with him. That's when he put his right hand back into his pocket, I guess trying to hide the lighter. As I gave him another command to show me his hands, and I tried to approach him and talk to him. That's when he took off on foot, running westbound into the wood line.
Okay. And was you able to apprehend him?
I was. We were deep in the wood line.
And how far from where he ran to when you was able to actually apprehend him, how far was it away?
I would say it was far, probably like 100 feet, honestly.
Okay. And when you approached him, were you driving a marked police car?
I was.
When you approached him, were you in uniform?
I was.
Did you give him verbal instructions as you were approaching him?
I did. I also gave him verbal commands to stop running, and he did not.
And you have the warrant for burning of woodlands without precautions to prevent escape of fire. Did anything happen in the woodlands?
You said it one time?
The last, you have a warrant for burning of woodlands without precautions to prevent escape of fire.
Yes.
Why did you write that warrant?
Due to the where the fire was located, on the front lawn, the fire would not been able to escape. And if the fire would have proceeded, it could have eventually went to the house and caused more destruction.
At the time, was the house occupied?
It was.
Did you talk during your investigation? Were you able to talk with the owners?
I was not at that time.
What is the estimated cost for the damages for the properties at 954 Hightower and 1011 Hightower? What is the estimated cost that you believe for the damage?
Unfortunately, I wouldn't know the cost of the damage to the front lawn.
What was the cost for the damage to when you actually saw him sparking it? Was anything on fire as he was still sparking the lighter that you witnessed?
It was smoking, like it was getting started.
And is this a trash can?
Yes, sir.
Did you look inside the trash can?
I did.
Did you see various items inside the trash can?
Just regular trash.
Was it dumpster or trash can? There's a difference.
So he burnt 3 trash cans and 1 dumpster.
Okay.
Can you estimate the cost?
Objection, speculation. He already said he didn't know the value.
And that was for the front lawn. I was asking in regards to the trash cans or the dumpster.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't know the cost of that.
Did you speak with Mr. Osby?
I did speak to him, yes.
Was he Mirandized?
Yes, he was.
And what did he say after he waived his Miranda warning?
Say that one more time.
What did he say after you Mirandized him?
He was doing a lot of spontaneous utterances, saying, no, I remember one thing for sure that he said, it would have got worse or he would have continued if he never got caught or something along those lines. But he was just speaking more about God and things of that nature, just things out of the ordinary that had nothing to do with what I was questioning him about.
Did you find anything on his person during your search incident to arrest?
I did.
And what did you find?
His front right pocket with 3 lighters. He also had a wallet, if I'm not mistaken, in his left or right back pocket.
Did he have any accelerant?
He did. He carried a black duffel bag with lighter fluid. Also had another long lighter, like if you were to light a grill.
Mm-hmm.
And he had multiple other items inside his bag.
Is this your regular beat that you work?
Yes, it is.
After he was arrested, did you continue to work that beat?
After I was done with everything, yes, I continued back to work.
Was there any other fires that night?
No, it wasn't.
When you was getting close to him, you was able to apprehend him. Can you please discuss that? Was he kicking? Was he punching? Once you were able to catch up with him, please tell me about the interaction right before you was able to put handcuffs on him.
So giving chase through the wood line, we were just running, hopping over tree stumps and things of that nature. And I actually got to the point where I can just jump on top of him because we were getting too deep into the wood line, very dark. So I wanted to end it right there. So I just jumped on top of his back and he pretty much just gave up. He wasn't resisting or anything like that.
Okay. During this chase, did you announce yourself?
I did.
Did you announce it loudly?
I did.
The last area where you actually saw him sparking a lighter, what was that address?
It was the intersection of, give me 1 second. It was the intersection of West Avenue and High Tower Road.
And what county is that in?
It's in Fulton County.
During this investigation, were you post certified?
I was.
Do you see Mr. Osby in the courtroom right now?
I do.
Can you please describe an article of clothing he is wearing?
Wearing a blue shirt with it looks gray from my distance, undershirt, long sleeve shirt.
Can the court recognize he has positively identified the defendant? Your Honor.
Is that a no?
Your Honor, can the court recognize that the officer has positively identified the defendant?
Noted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I was waiting.
Yes. All right, thank you. Was there any witnesses to these fires at all?
Excuse me. No.
Was there any video in the area of him lighting these fires at all?
No, there wasn't.
Did you see him sparking his lighter prior to you commanding him to stop?
I did.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Cross?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Were you wearing body cam during this time?
I was.
Did you also have dash cam when you were driving around?
I did.
Would that have been on as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And would both of those have been submitted into evidence?
Yes, they're on evidence.com.
Thank you so much. And you said you were unable to talk to the owners of either house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And to clarify, because there was just a lot of moving parts, it's 3 trash cans and 1 dumpster.
3 trash cans, 1 dumpster, and 2 lawns.
Gotcha. Okay. And I did want to clarify one thing that you had said. You said that he had made statements.
He made an utterance of if he would have never got caught, it would have got worse, or he would have continued or something along those lines.
If he had said anything incriminating, you would have included that in your report, correct?
Correct.
So where would it be in your report if he had actually said that?
If you look at my report, 4th paragraph, I stated, Mr. Osby insinuated that if I did not catch him, he would have continued to light fires and possibly find a house to fire up, quote unquote.
So by insinuated, what did you mean?
Insinuated means being what he stated. Insinuate.
So by insinuate, did you mean that he was hinting at that or that he actually said that?
This is what he's.
It was not.
He already said is what's in the report, Your Honor. Is you asking the same question again?
I don't believe that I am. I believe that I have a different definition of insinuated. My version is insinuated means like allude to, hint at. It doesn't mean this is exactly what he said. So I'm just trying to clarify if he actually said that or if he alluded to, hinted at, insinuated.
This is what he stated.
Okay, so it's not insinuated, it's what he actually said.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right. What about this officer? Can he be excused?
You can't be excused, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Sorry, it's not like candy. My grandmother used to bring that. I'm like, I need candy. That's a big meeting. But when you're older, they're good. Raise your right hand for the next case. You swear firm testimony about to give the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, state your name and spell it for the court reporter.
Stephanie Brown, STEPHANIE, Brown, like the color, BROWN.
All right. All right, you can have a seat, stand by. All right, going on DeMarcus Osby.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay.
Yes, Your Honor, the officer was able to actually catch the person with the lighter in his hand and smokes and flames, and he was starting it all over again. Your Honor, the officer was able to go ahead and state that how it stopped, and that's his regular beat, his regular area. He saw 3 trash cans on fire, 1 dumpster on fire, and the only reason that a house wasn't on fire because he was able to stop this person at that time, Your Honor. When he was there, he was able to come, speak to him, tell him to stop. He was in a police vehicle, he was in full uniform, and the guy ran 1,000 feet away, going deep into the woodline area of the area they were in. Also, he saw 2 homes with their lawns on fire at the time, Your Honor. He had to call fire out to ensure that people's structures that's associated with the homes were not on fire. Your Honor, I ask that probable cause have been shown by the officer testimony. Thank you.
All right, respect.
Yes, Your Honor, we will submit to the evidence on willful obstruction and burning of woodlands. However, under arson 3rd degree, there does have to be a value of $25 or more. The officer was not able to testify as to the value of any of the properties. As such, we are asking for arson in the 3rd degree to be dismissed.
Well, I think I'll go ahead and file probable cause on that because it says $25 and we get 3 garbage cans, a dumpster, and some grass.
While we may be able to use our common sense for that, it was not put into evidence, Your Honor.
What's your statement?
And he did ask specifically what the value was, and he did not know.
For the garbage cans, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, we can use a common sense evaluation of that, Your Honor. If you go ahead and get a block of grass at Home Depot, that's gonna be $50 at the minimum, Your Honor. We talk about 2, at least 3 trash cans, 1 dumpster, and this isn't even discussing the cost of the actual damage to the actual dumpster itself and the trash can itself. We talk about the contents of 4 different items and 2 lawns, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may, we don't know what kind of trash cans they were. They could have been metal, in which case they would have suffered no actual damage. Additionally, with the dumpster, it is most assuredly metal, so it again would have not suffered any structural damage. I think the county is going to take the loss on the burning of the trash that was in either of those because they would have sent it away anyways. And for the yard, the grass will grow back. No cost.
Your Honor, that yard is scorched. It's scorched, Your Honor.
That's not what he testified to.
Right.
He said it was on
Active
fire.
fire, Your Honor. It was an active fire in front of somebody's yard, Your Honor. And also at the time, Your Honor, you gotta see the fact that we are assuming that metal would have went out, Your Honor. A strong fire can't even burn metal, Your Honor.
I don't think they've met the probable cause standard, Your Honor.
I mean, I believe they met it. That comes from a former firefighter.
What job haven't you had?
You know, I was the 3rd female to be a firefighter in Cab County. Badass.
May we be heard on bond, Your
You
Honor?
can preach. Wow.
2 prior arrests, this is first arrest in Georgia, 1 arrest in Alabama for misdemeanor, nothing further.
Go ahead, hold on. We'll hear from you a second. Can you bring the major here? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Bostic, pre-trial. Sorry, I was talking.
First arrest in Georgia, 1 arrest in Alabama on a misdemeanor.
All right. Ms. Beggs, he gonna live in Conyers?
Decatur, Your Honor.
Decatur, okay. Can y'all ask the major to come in here? Because I just gotta quit. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Ms. Beggs.
Yes, Your Honor. He's 19 years old. He is a lifelong resident of Georgia. The address that he can get mail at is 2316 Collier Drive in Decatur, Georgia. He's a high school graduate from Frederick Douglass High School. He graduated there in 2022, and he also spent 2 months at Alabama A&M. Prior to his arrest, he was looking for a job because he had just stopped going to school. So we are asking for a bond not to exceed $7,000, Your Honor.
So you said get mail at. Does that mean he's not gonna live there?
No, Your Honor. Is this where you would be able to live?
No,
Because they had a Conyers address.
Oh, you can live there? Okay. He's informing me that he's able to live at the 2316 Collier Drive. I'm sorry, I have the wrong notes.
Oh, that's okay. He's gonna live indicator.
Yes, Your Honor.
What says the state? And don't say my discretion.
I would say something prior to saying that, Your Honor. We are concerned, for public safety, structures, and people within the structures, Your Honor. This wasn't one fire, Your Honor. This was multiple fires and multiple times, Your Honor. This was somebody who was actively doing it, and he had to decide on utterance that he wanted to actually cause more damage than he did, Your Honor. I think in consideration of the bond that the court will provide, it should be taken into context and of the public safety for the people and for the structures that can potentially be harmed. And we would defer to the court in regards to the amount of bond.
All right, so you're gonna have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew, court, lawyer, medical, employment. If you can get a job, you supply the name of your employer, proof of employment, a schedule, and the exact location. That doesn't mean you get a job, turn it in, and quit. That means you keep turning over your schedule. If you lose that job, you don't leave. Stay away from 954 Hightower Road and 1011 Hightower Road. Those are in Fulton County. But that's okay, because you're gonna stay out of Fulton County. The only reason you're coming to Fulton County is court or to see your lawyer. Fill up a gas indicator, make sure you got air in your tires, put snacks in your car, because you're not stopping for lunch or anything in Fulton County. Nothing. Don't run, and you get on 285 to go somewhere, to go to Conyers, or you can take 138. You don't even got to get on 285. All right, so stay out of Fulton County. That ankle monitor will be paid for by the county. Let me see if I missed any. I think I got both.
Your Honor, may I have one more exception if he does choose to go back to school?
Sure, and if he goes back to school, you have to provide proof of enrollment and that you're actually going.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So I'll do, and look here. When I say no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, that includes matches, lighters, lighter fluid, gasoline,
All accelerants.
any accelerants, even the 2 sticks that you learn to rub together in Boy Scouts. Stay away from fire. All right. 5,500 and 1,500. 5,500 and 1,500. Best of luck to you, sir. All right, we got Miss Faber out here, right? All right, we got position 422 CP 213-383 Chiquita Faber. 154 days without indictment, death by taking felony. What did I say, deputy?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Judge. She didn't respond back.
Oh, but somebody coming, right? I mean, I want to know the reason they ain't here.
Right.
All right, and tell as soon as whoever walks in, I promise we will stop what we're doing. All right, go ahead. And Detective Brown's been sworn in and already stated and spelled her name.
Yes. Detective Brown, where are you currently employed?
City of Atlanta Police Department,
And how long have you been employed there?
going on 15 years.
And were you employed there on September 9, 2022?
Yes.
And how did you become aware of Chiquita Faber?
While working in the Larceny unit, I was assigned the case.
And did you investigate the case?
Yes.
And what did you learn of your investigation?
During my investigation, I learned that Officer Jay Williams actually was able to identify her on scene because she was playing the gaming machines at the location. When the sales clerk exited to go to the restroom, she entered into the register area, bent down. Prior to that, she used her debit card to make a transaction.
Okay. And what was the name of the sales clerk?
Charlene Barnhart.
And please go ahead. What happened after she entered into the employee area?
It was all captured on video surveillance. She bent down and grabbed some cash from behind the register.
And is she an employee of this place?
No, she was there playing the gaming machines.
And did she have permission to be back there?
No, she did not. Ms. Barnhart assumed that the door had locked behind her when she went to the restroom.
Deputy, just let me know whenever he's ready to talk to me. Okay, go ahead.
And did you review the surveillance footage?
Yes, I did.
And where was the camera that caught her? Was it low? Was it high? Can you tell me what you were able to see on the camera?
Yeah, I looked at it today too. You could see her go in, and it's the same outfit that the person at the gaming machine, where you have a front facing view, was the same person who entered into the register area, bent down underneath the counter, and grabbed the money.
And did Ms. Barnhart provide you a name for the individual on surveillance?
Yes, she provided the officer as well as me when I followed up with her.
And you already stated, how did she know her name?
Because of the transaction that was made. And the officer was able to identify her from, I guess, her driver's license photo.
To your knowledge, did that transaction? Sorry.
Sorry.
No problem. You said she transacted at this establishment she was at prior to, right?
Correct.
Did the individual provide her name for that transaction?
You said before the transaction?
No, for the transaction.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. Did Ms. Barnhart provide your receipt with the individual's name?
I believe she showed it to the first responding officer. However, he did not attach it to the report. He was able to attach the video of the incident taking place.
And when the first responding officer, did he have body cam on?
Yes.
What was the address for this establishment?
1190 Metropolitan Parkway Southwest,
And what county is it in?
Fulton County.
During your investigation, were you post certified?
Yes.
And do you see the individual you saw on the surveillance footage in the courtroom?
Yes. She has a mask on, blue shirt, gray.
Everybody take your mask down. How about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can the court recognize that she has positively identified the accused?
Noted.
To your knowledge, did Ms. Favors have permission to be in the cashier area?
No, not to my knowledge.
Did Ms. Favors have permission to take $2,335?
No.
And did they provide you the amount of money that she took from the register?
Yes. It was like a slot underneath the register.
Okay,
So not directly from the register.
okay. And how much money was taken?
$2,335.
Was any of the money recovered?
No, not to my knowledge.
Did you speak with Ms. Favors?
No, I was not able to make contact with her.
No further questions at this time.
All right, Cross.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. You said that the video of the incident was submitted into evidence?
Yes, it is attached to the incident report. I cannot confirm that it's loaded onto evidence.com, but I can do that. But it is attached to the Mark 43 report.
Perfect, thank you. And who informed you about the amount of money?
Miss Charlene Barnhart.
Did the business itself, is she the owner?
No, I believe she's an employee, if I'm not mistaken. However, it may not reflect in my case notes, but I do record all of my audio. I want to say that her and her employer made, verified the dollar amount.
Okay, so that came from them.
Yes.
And you said that you have audio of this?
I should have audio that will be loaded on the evidence.com. Well, it is on evidence.com.
Thank you. And the first responding officer also had body cam?
Yes,
And that would have been submitted into evidence?
absolutely.
Perfect, thank you.
Anything else from the state?
Nothing at this time, Your Honor.
All right.
I asked that the officer be relieved. She's the last one for the day.
All right, anything else?
Yes, John. I have a signed affidavit from Ms. Charlene Barnhart. Would you just like to read it, or do you want me to read it into evidence?
No, you can read the evidence if you like.
Okay. To whom it may concern,
Objection, Your Honor. We haven't verified if this is from Ms. Barnhart. We have laid foundation that this is from Ms. Barnhart. We don't have any information on file that this is from Ms. Barnhart.
It's signed, notarized, and has her license at the bottom. Sorry, you don't have an extra copy.
And what's she saying? She don't want to prosecute?
She said that she lied about the amount,
Lied about the amount.
based on her employer telling her to lie about the amount.
Like I said,
Would you like to see it, Your Honor?
investigation. Sure, you want to see it? The detective probably wants a copy.
Sorry, I don't have extra copies, but I can definitely make some if you just want me to run.
I can provide you my email address and you can email it to me.
Absolutely.
But
I'll do that after. I will send it to you. if you
For
want.
later.
Would you like me to read it into it? Would you like me to just give it to you, Your Honor?
You can read it into it. If you want to admit it, you can just email it to the court reporter, but go ahead.
Okay, to whom it may concern, I, Ms. Charlene Barnhart, will like to drop the charges against Ms. Shakita Favors in the larceny, she said larceny case, number 222521193 at 1190 Lexington Avenue, Atlanta, and then it cuts off the zip code. The store manager told me to say that the money amount was $2,500, but it was only $334. Please drop these charges. She crossed out something against this woman. Thank you for your understanding. Signed, Charlene Barnhart. And then it was also signed by someone in my office, Allison Moore, on December, it's either 2nd or 12th, 2022. Like I said, it is notarized and there is a photocopy of her identification card as well.
Your Honor, in response to that, what I will say is, we don't know if there's been any intimidation of the witness. We don't know if this is a bitter ex-employee. We do not know if this is a situation in which she is aware or she was a part of the situation, Your Honor. From the evidence that was provided today, the evidence said that she still went in there and she committed a theft. This information, and we should have a right to go ahead and confront somebody who at this time have changed what they have said, Your Honor. Your Honor, so I object to this being entered into evidence. The foundation was not there, Your Honor. The person is not here. I do not know who Ms. Barnhart is. I am not able to cross-examine Ms. Barnhart.
Let me add this one thing. So I think she's made bond on the other case, on the 21 CP 204178. Made bond on that, I think, already.
Yes, Your Honor. Right now, we are just addressing the theft by taking felony.
All right.
The 213383.
Okay, so I'm just going to point this one little thing out. Stay away from 1683 Lakewood Avenue, Chevron Station. Ankle monitor to be paid for by the defendant. 24-hour curfew. Work, court appearances, medical appointments, meetings with the attorney. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. So work, court, don't know if she worked there, violated it, what time of the day? I'm just, I'm throwing that out there. Was she working there?
She was not legally employed there, Your Honor. This happened at, based on the warrant, 2:45 p.m. The officer responded to the scene, so I'm assuming it's.
So I'm just saying there was that ankle monitor.
Yeah, she had one.
I heard her say I used to be helping out around the store, Your Honor.
Yeah. Well, but one thing you gotta do is tell everybody. So what do you want to do? I mean, I can allow this to be in there because one, I'm not saying that it's proof of her guilt or innocence. I mean, we've had, not saying you still have that presumption, not saying that lady, the alleged victim, tell the truth, not saying that lady's lying. If she's lying, this detective's gonna go find her. And if she's lying, she deserves to be in more trouble than this woman. Because I get tired of people making up lies to have somebody put in jail. I mean, she's already out on bond for something else, and that's fine. You still have your presumption of innocence. And maybe this lady got me, I don't know, but you can't, say, oh yeah, he didn't hit me in the head with the gun. I lied. I guess, you can't do that. I'm tired of that. You can't do that. And if this woman finds something, I want the state to prosecute her, but we'll take that in there. But we'll take that in because she's already out on the bond and she's made some. So we'll take that in consideration because right now she has no bond. So I'll go ahead and find probable cause on the theft by taking felony, but I'm going to consider that. I'll consider this. You're already out on bond anyway. Can this detective be excused or she want to wait? You want to put the picture?
Oh, I just need her email address.
SR Brown at atlanta.ga.gov. So Sam Robert, the color brown.
At,
Atlanta, spelled out, ga.gov.
and I will send you a picture of this, if that's okay.
Okay.
If you want to stop by and take a picture with your phone until you get it, you can.
No, I did.
Oh, did you?
Now, in that letter, was it indicated the name of the employer who advised her to make that false statement?
Give me 1 second. The store manager told me to say that the money amount was $2,500. That's all it says.
And she gave that statement in your office,
Yes,
but she didn't advise who?
no.
Who's the store manager? Because on here I have.
Is it Shakita person, the same person that wrote the letter? That's something that we've been talking about the whole time.
Who's this?
Charlene Barnhart, that's the same one that wrote the letter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not the actual.
That's not the store manager.
It's the one.
She was the employee working at the time.
She was the one who I'm sorry, are you a detective?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure I got it correctly. She's the one who told you the dollar amount based on your testimony during the cross-examination.
I guess I was looking in here to see if I saw mention of whoever the manager is, but I don't see it, but I'm sure it'll be easier. Or maybe your client knows who the alleged manager is. I don't know if she worked there.
His name is Alex.
Alex, do you know the last name?
I don't know his last name.
She does not know his last name, but she said that the store manager's name is Alex.
And it is not Alex Manning.
And the owner is Taz. The owner is Taz. I used to clean up at two of your stores.
The owner is Taz.
That's one manager. He's a Indian guy.
All right. Thank you, officer.
Can we be heard on bond, Your Honor?
Sure. Stay safe out there. Just get you a little bit extra work to do.
That was crazy, eh?